Welcome back everyone. In this lecture, we'll learn about the important concept of opening and closing morphological operations. Opening and closing are important operations, and these operations are derived from fundamental morphological operations for dilation and erosion, which we studied in previous lecture. So these operations are usually applied to a binary image. But it is also possible to apply it on to a grayscale image in some cases. And opening and closing are dual to each other. Let's first go through the concept of opening. Opening is denoted by this symbol O. A very simple notation for opening. Opening is similar to erosion. It is useful for spot and noise removal, and it is less destructive than the closing. So basically how we perform opening is we'll first perform erosion and then we'll perform dilation. Okay, so on a given image or a object, we'll perform erosion first and then we'll do the dilation using the same structuring element for both operations. Okay, for erosion and dilation we'll use the same structuring element. And for performing opening, the input required are a binary image and a structuring element containing only ones. Okay, so these are the requirements for performing opening. The opening operation is done by taking the structuring element and sliding it around inside each foreground region, which we did in uh, erosion operation. So we need to slide it around inside each foreground region. So all pixels which can be covered by the structuring element, with the structuring element being entirely within the foreground region, will be preserved. So only the region which completely fits the structuring element will be preserved. Whichever cannot will be dropped out. Okay, so basically all foreground pixels which cannot be reached by the structuring element without lapping over the edge of the foreground object will be eroded away. And important thing to note here is the opening is idempotent. It means repeated application has no further effects. No matter how many times you perform opening operation, the result will be same. Okay, no further improvements or changes. So here is one example of opening operation. Here the structuring element we are using is a 3x3 square with all ones. Now we had seen this test image in the previous lecture, and when we had done the dilation operation, so this gap between two objects or foreground objects were closed. Now when we perform opening, look at the difference. It is making this element more squarish, so these protrusions are eroded away, and the gap remains the same. Okay, so this is the effect of opening. It opens up the gap between the objects. Another example for opening, we are opening with a 11 pixel diameter disk. Okay, so this is our input image, and structuring element is a 11 pixel diameter disk. If you perform opening operation on this test image, you can get rid of all the lines here. Okay, thicker lines here are eroded away and only the dots remain. Okay, this is another example for opening. One more example for opening. In this case, we will be using 3x9 and 9x3 structuring elements. One is vertical and one is horizontal structuring element. Let's see what happens. This is the test image, and if you use 3 cross 9 structuring element, it will eliminate the horizontal lines. And if you use the 9 cross 3 structuring element, it will eliminate the vertical lines. So this is how the structure of the or the nature of the structuring element affects the outcome. One more example: 5 cross 5 structuring element on a uh, image of a monkey, and you can see here uh, the details are lost in the second image, and it has become a bit more darker after performing opening. It's basically example for opening on a gray value images. Opening generally smooths the contours of an object, breaks narrow isthmuses, and eliminates thin protrusions. So it can be given by this expression: A, object A, and B is the uh, structuring element, and this symbol is for opening. So A opening B is uh, A erosion B hole dilated by B. So B is the structuring elements remain same in both cases. Or we can also express opening operation using this. This is basically uh, uh, can be explained as follows. The opening operation has a simple geometric interpretation, which is shown in this figure. Suppose that we view the structuring element B as a flat rolling ball. The boundary of A opening B is then established by the points in B that reach the furthest into boundary of A as B is rolled around inside the boundary. This geometric fitting property of the opening operation leads to a set of theoretic formulation which states that opening of A by B is obtained by taking the union of all translates of B that fit into A. That is, opening can be expressed as a fitting process uh, that is expressed as this expression: A opening B is union of all the sets which are inside this braces. Okay, so uh, so that is expressed by this expression B of Z, B translation of Z, uh, where B of Z is a subset of A. As you can see here, the opening process eliminates narrow and small details and corners. So the original image is a triangle with sharp edges or three corners, and when you perform this opening operation using this structuring element, which is basically a disk, okay, and we retain the pixels up to the center of this disk or structuring element B. So when you slide it around the inside, okay, not overlapping or crossing the borders of the object, uh, you won't cover the you won't be able to cover the corner, so that corner part will be lost because of this opening operation. So opening eliminates narrow and small details or and corners. Let's see one more example of opening. So here is the object uh, that we want to open. So the structuring element is this disk with the center pixel shown here as a thick dot. Now, in order to perform opening, the first thing we will do is erosion. So when you move around the disk, around the inside of the object, okay, you can see it is forming, it is eliminating this bridge. So basically, the erosion process eliminates the bridges and makes erodes away the edges. So that is what's happening here, and then we'll dilate this. So this is A erosion B output, and now we should perform the dilation process. So the dilation is we should slide around the structuring element so that it just touches around the border. Okay, just one pixel touch around the edge is enough, so it will extend the boundary of that object. So you slide the structuring element around the boundary, making sure that it just touches the object. It will just extend the uh, object, and this will be the result of opening. So this element, this object A, after opening looks like this. Okay, so this bridge has been eliminated in the input from input to output. You just uh, observe the difference. Next operation we are going to learn is the closing operation, and the closing is given by this symbol, a solid circle. If you recall, the opening is given by a hollow circle, just a O. Closing is a solid circle which is fully filled inside. Next operation is the closing operation. The closing is basically similar to dilation. It removes holes and it tends to enlarge regions, shrink the background. The closing is defined as dilation followed by an erosion. Basically, we perform the dilation operation first and then we perform the erosion using the same structuring element for both operations. That is the key here. So as we did in openings, structuring element remains the same, but we will perform the dilation first and then the erosion. Okay. Here the input is a binary image and a structuring element containing only one. Uh, Closing is performed in a similar way to that of opening, but instead of inside, we slide the structuring element outside each foreground region. So basically slide the structuring element outside each foreground region, and then all background pixels which can be removed by the structuring element, with the structuring element being entirely within the background region, will be preserved, and all the background pixels which cannot be preserved or cannot be reached by the structuring element without lapping over the edge of the foreground object will be turned into a foreground. So it will extend somewhat. So opening is idempotent, similar to that of closing. So that means a repeated application has no further effects. So let's see the application of closing here. So here we are using a structuring element which is a 3 cross 3 square, and this is the input image, and you can see the background which is 0 and the foreground which is 1. So the foreground has gaps inside it. Now if you perform closing operation, it will close the gaps inside the foreground. So you can see here, so this region has been completely closed here, and even this area has been filled, and this area is kept vacant because it doesn't satisfy the condition when you move the structuring element inside, so it cannot be covered fully. So it's kept open, but apart from that, even this 0 has been turned into 1 and this 0 has been turned into 1 here. One more example. So closing operation with a 22 pixel disk, and basically we use it to close small holes in the foreground. So you can see uh, this is the image. It has bigger circles and smaller circles. Okay, now if you perform closing operation with 22 pixel disk, the output will be like this. So what's happening here is black pixels, smaller black dots will be closed fully by the white foreground. So this is how the operation looks like after performing closing. One more illustration of closing. So we are basically seeing the receiver of a telephone, and we are comparing the closing operation with the thresholding. So this is the result of thresholding. Okay, so we converted this input grayscale image into a a binary image, pure binary image. And then in the second example, we have closing, performed closing with a disk size of 20, and this looks neat here. Okay, no dark lines inside this closed image. Uh, the closing is good for further processing. Example, skeleton operation looks better for closed images. So the same image, uh, the skeleton of thresholded receiver looks like this, but if you look at the skeleton of the closed image, it looks like this. So the skeleton formation is quite clear and neat. So uh, we'll understand the skeleton operation later in the next module. Now, if you perform closing on gray value images with a 5 cross 5 square structuring element, this example we saw for opening also. In opening, it made the image a bit darker. Now it has made the image a bit brighter, but again we lost the details. You can see the eyes here, it's clear cut in the input image, and in the uh, closed image you can see it has lost the details, the pupil and the whiskers. All those things are somewhat shady in this closed image. Opening and closing are dual to each other, similar to the relationship between dilation and erosion. That means opening the foreground pixels with a particular structuring element is equivalent to closing the background pixels with the same element. That we should remember. They are dual to each other. The closing operation is given by this expression. A closing with the structuring element B is given as A dilation B whole erosion B. So B are the same structuring elements. Okay, doing two operations. First dilation and then erosion. Now how it translates on an image, so here is the example. So A is the object and B is the structuring element with this solid dot as the center of that structuring element. Now basically we in order to perform dilation we need to slide the structuring element around the edges with just enough to touch the foreground object. So here we in effect it's basically rolling around the edges like this. So this is the closing operation. So it rolls around the edges. So and once you perform this closing operation, we need to retain the uh, points which are on the edge of the disk. Okay, so here in this point it won't touch this sharp corner, so it will be rounded. Okay, so that is the result. So closing fills narrow gaps and notches. Okay, that is the difference with the opening operation. One more example of closing. So the same object that we saw for opening example. Now the first thing when we perform closing is to do the dilation operation. So dilation extends the borders or expands the object. So you can see this bridge has been widened here, and this uh, opening part has been closed or shut here. Okay, after performing dilation. So this is A dilates B. Okay, that is the first step in closing, and then we'll perform the erosion part. So you move the disk around the border. Okay, now this is what you get. Okay, so this is A closes B is equal to A dilates B whole erodes B. So to this dilated image we perform erosion, and again the width here. Okay, the width of this bridge and the gap has been widened, and this narrow notch has been turned into a bigger notch here, and then this one uh, this rounded edge has become squarish here. So that is the usefulness of closing operation. Let's see the duality between opening and closing. First one, A closing B whole complement is equal to A complement opening B cap. The properties of opening. A opening B is a subset of A. Second one, if C is a proper subset of D, then C opening B is a proper subset of D opening B. And then third one, A opening B whole opening B is equal to or is equivalent to A opening B. Then the properties of closing. If first one, A is a subset of A closing B. Second one, if C is a proper subset of D, then C closing B is a proper subset of D closing B. Third one, A closing B whole closed by B is equivalent to just A closing B. Okay, so these are the properties and duality between opening and closing. And note that the third property in opening and closing uh, is idempotent property. So you cannot change anymore. No matter how many times you perform this opening or closing operation, the effect will be same. That's why we call it as idempotent property. Opening and closing can be effectively used as morphological filters. So here is the input image, which is noisy and has some broken edges. We can use this opening and closing concept to correct that. So A is the input image and B is the structuring element, which is a 3x3 grid of ones. Now first step is we perform the erosion. A erodes B and this is what we get. And then we perform dilation, which basically gives you the opening of A. So opened image of A. And then we perform dilation of the opening with this. Okay, we are performing dilation. A open B dilates B. So here. And then finally we perform the closing operation. So A open B dilates B whole closing of B. Here is the output. Okay, closing of the opening. So now you can see when you compare the input and the output, the noisy patterns, noise in the background have been eliminated, and the broken edges have been joined together. So it's a clear looking image than the input. So in this lecture we have looked at opening operation and closing operation, and some examples and applications of the opening and closing. In the next lecture we'll learn about hit or miss transform, and we'll take a look at some basic morphological algorithms. See you at the next lecture. Thank you.